Passengers of crash plane, Russian state media reports. Let's take a look.
This breaking news just into CNN. That is the Wagner mercenary group chief, Yevgeny Prigozhin, has been listed among passengers on board a plane that crashed just north of Moscow. This, according to Russian state media. You may remember that Prigozhin and his Wagner group led an attempted mutiny coup against the Russian president 2 months ago to the day on June 23rd.
I love when people say, like, official TV channel Russian 24 confirms this. Yeah, man. You know how we always talk about mainstream media is fake or usually has like a very obvious thing that they're pushing for? You know what I mean? You know how we say that? Now double that when you're doing state propaganda directly from a state channel. Understand that, like, it does not matter. I don't even trust CNN. Why the fuck would I trust Russian state media? They very openly have their own goals and a desired purpose that they're not even hiding when they cover the news. He could be dead, for the record, but you have to be a little bit more critical when you hear about this kind of stuff. We all know your ride or die state media is shiny state media. No, I like state media from every country because state media is at least honest about propagandizing their perspective, and therefore, usually, in most circumstances, it's pretty cut and dry. You know exactly what they want to do. You know exactly why they're saying certain things. And that is very instructive in understanding what may or may not have happened, but more importantly, what their motivations are. However, with Russian state media, it's a little bit different because Russian state media is so Western focused. Because there's two different kinds of state media usually. The state media that you see in domestic issues and like you hear the state's motivation in like propagandizing certain aspects. But then you hear state media that is Western focused. And in Russia's instance, they will literally hit every avenue. They will hit every angle. It's a classic, advocate for both sides so you always come out on top bullshit. If you look at Russia Today, for example, you'll see one news hour where you have like a rugged anti-imperialist socialist guy talking about BRICS from a socialist perspective or whatever, and then next up is the anti-trans, like the transphobia, we should murder trans people power hour, like immediately afterwards, where they're like, it's so good that America has no gun control, isn't that wonderful? And Putin is defending America's interests as well and defending the white working class from these psychotic Jewish pedophiles or whatever. And you're like, what the fuck happened? Like, how did this, like, how? Like, there's no consistency in the propaganda that they put out there. So it's a little bit more confusing. Ultimately, though, what the fuck is he talking about? That never happens. I'm fucking exaggerating. It's called embellishing, okay? I'm not saying this is exactly what happens to a T, dumbass. I am fucking embellishing. RT also pushes far-left propaganda on its Latin America channel and far-right propaganda on its English channel. It's very region-dependent. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
According to the list of passengers, among them is the surname of Yevgeny Prigozhin, it says.
I don't get it. Why do people care about a hot dog merchant this much? What's going on? Guy who has no idea what Prigozhin did except for, like, the old Prigozhin. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you mean? I don't get it. He's, like, my favorite caterer. What's happening? It's really, really sad. Really sad what happened to my favorite hot dog caterer. Actually, he was popping off with those beefs.
There we're also hearing that possibly 10 people in total were on board that aircraft, that aircraft is an Embraer 160.
I'm sorry. Obama kills his chef after having a gay affair in Martha's Vineyard. It's not even in the news cycle for a day. Vladimir Putin kills his chef. It's in the news cycle for the month. Sweaty. I'm seeing a difference here. Think about that.
One of the things that's really interesting about this is that we do know that Yevgeny Prigozhin was traveling abroad, Jim. We do know that he was in Africa at least a couple of days ago. There was a video that he released saying that his forces, his Wagner forces, were now working in Africa, that it was very hot there, but he was on the ground there as well, claiming that those forces were fighting against ISIS.
I guess Putin is not the based anti-ECOWAS guy we thought he was, because the Wagner forces in Africa are liberators, okay? They're liberating these African countries by, getting mineral contracts themselves rather than allowing America to get them, which is the based anti-imperialist thing to do, okay? And Putin killing the main guy that's helping that, the main guy that's helping that happen, kind of fucked up. sweaty. I'm just saying, maybe, hello, base department. Seems like Vladimir Putin is not doing a good job with liberating Africa. Cat turd dude's fate was sealed when he turned on Putin. Russian dissident Yevgeny Prigozhin reported dead after a plane crash outside of Moscow. We talked about this before. This is like the far right that just like glazes Vladimir Putin and Russia, which is always funny because it's like, it's un-American to love Russia this much. It's already un-American to like care about another country in general, but it's especially un-American to care this much about Russia. What are you doing, cat turd? Why do you give a shit? Aren't you supposed to fucking hate Russia because like they're communists or whatever, the USSR, remember? Hogs that were anti-Russian in the 80s Reagan days are literally Putin MAGA useful idiots now. It's just like, you're such a mark. Like, I'm sorry, listen, maybe I'm too much of an American, but like, I don't give a fuck, okay? I care about the Russian people, but I don't give a fuck about the Russian government, and I do not give a fuck about Vladimir Putin. If you have an opinion that is favorable of the Russian government, especially if you're living in the United States of America, when like half a century of Red Scare propaganda has taken hold, it's that easy to turn you. Like a couple fucking telegraph messages or a couple WhatsApp messages that were like perfectly timed and you immediately flipped. You're like, oh no, this guy is actually based and a defender of the white race. Like, you're so stupid. If anything, it just shows me that you are the biggest mark. You are the biggest fucking mark. Doesn't matter if you're like a MAGA communist, patriotic socialist, or whatever the fuck these idiots call themselves. It doesn't matter if you are, this regular old small business tyrant. You are a complete fucking mark, a rube, a sucker. You are weirdly a sucker that is a larger sucker than some of the rest of the Republican Party, somehow. It happened 2008 to 2016. Fox News kept showing Putin as a manly world leader in the Obama era, and boomers remember that shit. Have you seen the plane crash video? Plane looks like it lost its entire tail section. It was falling vertically, very sus. Yeah, it got shot with an anti-aircraft gun, I'm pretty sure. What do you mean it was very sus? Hey, plane expert here. Planes actually only do that when they're in extreme distress. This is not funny. The only thing shocking about this story, if Prigozhin actually was in the plane, the only thing shocking about the story is like how long it took for Vladimir Putin to kill him. This is the least surprising story. The only surprising component is that he wasn't immediately executed. Like, I don't get it. It makes no fucking sense. Of course they were going to do that. 2 months didn't seem that long. Are you kidding me? No, it is absolutely so fucking long. No shot. Pudding person, Juniper says, don't forget that Putin assassinated Prigozhin to distract us from all the Hunter Biden's massive cock. Don't lose sight on this. Matt Wallace, breaking news, 10 dead, including Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin in plane crash in Russia. This is the guy who the media said was about to overthrow Putin. What did he know about the Biden crime family? You have to be out of your fucking mind to think like this. There is no shot. This is awesome. Conservatives have given themselves mental illness, unimaginable levels of mental illness. Dude, it's so fire. If he's alive, this will officially be the most Looney Tunes-ass coup fallout of all time. A second plane owned by Prigozhin just landed at the Ostafyevo airport near Moscow. Wagner supporters are hoping that Prigozhin cheated death by boarding that plane instead. Okay, here's what I don't understand. If they fucking murked the other plane, it's over. It's Jover for him. Unless, he pulls this shit, which, as you guys already know, he is a master of disguise. Vladimir Putin's like, niet. What is happening? I cannot believe it. He escaped my grasp one more time. Suka blyat. How is he doing it? How is he always able to escape? He is too good at disguises. No one expected Prigozhin's newest disguise. Oh, Jesus Christ. I fucking love this photo, man. I do. I love this photo.
The question that so many had asked, how does this man, Yevgeny Prigozhin, who appeared to have led that coup and then changed his mind radically on the way to Moscow, how did he stay alive this long? Though those who've even half upset Vladimir Putin as much in the past have met a grisly end, fallen from windows, some critics, some poisoned as well.
How do you go about your day-to-day after trying to do a coup, failing, and then thinking that Vladimir Putin is not going to fucking kill you? Like, I don't get it. Oh my God, they're calling him a dissident. No shot. Russian dissident. No, this is, this guy is making a joke. Max Sedan is making a joke about New York Post. He's making a joke about New York Post calling him a Russian dissident, which is, of course, the fucking New York Post. So, of course, they're going to call him a Russian dissident. Yeah, man. He was a dissident, dude. Yeah. He was our guy. Prigozhin was just a free speech defender. Yeah. Prigozhin was a free speech defender, and more importantly than free speech,